Okay guys, now that you have your image in iPhoto, we need to get that over to a Photoshop document. So some of you may be working from a point where you are in iPhoto, or some of you may be working from a point where you've already saved your image to your flash drive or to your folder, and now it is a JPEG. So how do you know? Well, a JPEG will actually have a .jpg, okay? And then if you're in iPhoto, you have opened up iPhoto and it'll say iPhoto at the top and your image is right here, okay? You can do this both ways, from both places. So now what you need to do is you need to open up a Photoshop document. So on your doc, there should be a blue PS. You double click on that blue PS. That stands for Photoshop. And once Photoshop is open, we are going to open a new page. So now I'm in Photoshop, and how I can tell is when you look here by the black apple, it's telling me that I'm in Photoshop. If I'm clicked on my iPhoto page next to the black apple, it'll say iPhoto. So really easy, just get back over to your Photoshop page. And now let's open a new document. So just like if you were in Word, you're going to go to File, and you're going to go to New. And from File, New, I want you to title this project iRead. And we're going to be working in inches. So if this says pixels or anything different, click on the arrow and go over to inches. Width is going to be 8 and the height will be 10. Keep the resolution at 72, that's fine. You shouldn't have to change anything else. The color mode should be at RGB, 8 bits. Background should say white. Everything should look just like this. Okay, when everything looks just like this, go ahead and click OK. So now that you have your blank Photoshop page, what you're going to do is make sure you're on the Move tool. Okay, the Move tool is this top tool right here. It looks like an arrow. So click on that Move tool. If for some reason your page doesn't look large like this, go to View. And from here you have different options for different views. You can zoom in if you want to. You can have it fit on screen. You can have it look like what it would look like if it was print size. Normally I just do fit on screen. Okay, so let's get this picture over. I'm going to show you two ways of doing it because we are starting at, some of us are in two different places, okay? If you have photo in iPhoto, super simple. All you have to do is get these two pages kind of next to each other. You're going to click and you're going to drag your image over. So I'm just clicking, dragging, and dropping my picture. If something pops up, just say, yep, no problem. Okay? So now I've got my picture here. It's kind of big. We'll resize it. And I'm going to just delete this so I can show you what to do if you have a JPEG. So if you have a JPEG like this one, we have to copy this image, but we need to select it first. So the way we're going to select it is by going to the Select tool. Make sure it's the rectangular Select tool. That'll work best for us. Then there's this little plus sign. So I'm going to grab what I know is the important information, which is me and my book, and these little marching ants all the way around here, and now I've just let go. Okay? Go to Edit, Copy. Come back to your Photoshop page, go back to Edit, and paste. Okay, and there you are. So now this is a pretty good size here. Remember, the important information is you in your book. So if you need to move this over, all you do is grab your picture and drag it over. If you need to change it, let's say for some example, if I go back over to this iPhoto, it's kind of large. Do you see all this large? And I really don't need all that. You can shrink it down. So if you go to Edit, down to Transform, and scale, you'll get this little box that pops up. This is going to allow you to change your image, okay? Allow you to change the size. Hold down the shift key. Holding down the shift key while you are dragging this picture is going to prevent it from warping and getting all distorted. So I'm just pulling this down and then letting the shift key go, putting the arrow inside of my picture and dragging it back up, okay? Now at this point, this is too tiny. I don't want it to be this small. I want it to be larger because I want all the important information in this white section. And then once you get it pulled over here, that looks good. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit the return key. And that's how you resize your image.